As for the Seahawks, Pete, I want to start here, not with Eugene Smith III, but with Andrew Stephen Locke the first, and the way that guy played down the stretch. And Pete, let's go back to old Mobile, Alabama, back in 2020 when you got wise with Drew Lock, and he had a few choice words for you when you made fun of his little tiny hands. What did he say to you?
I didn't make fun of his tiny hands. I said there are a lot of people out there concerned about your small hands, and he said he answered the question and he was nice about it. And then he walked away and what did he say? Dan Marino had small hands.
Yeah.
Thinking about you looking at Drew Lock and saying, there's a lot of people worried about your small hands.
Right,
it's hard to imagine.
But you know what, though?
As he holds a mic with his small hands.
I actually thought he was going to be good. So I did. And I think what we saw the last 2 weeks, because he made some really good throws against the Niners too.
Yeah.
I think he can rip it, and he plays with a little bit of confidence too. It's not like he's scared to throw the football. Now he had to in the last drive, but by the way, they had 2 10-play drives in the fourth quarter to go win that game against the Eagles with Matt Patricia. Two 10-plus drives.
I
love defensive play calls too.
I'm not crushing Matt Patricia for that. I thought the defense actually played better with a lot of rookies out there. They weren't great, obviously, but I think another thing that's worth noting, and Drew Lock got emotional talking about this, was how much Geno was in his corner and was supporting him, and how much that meant to him. And I think that talks about the cohesion on that team. And we heard Brady talk about, he was with Seattle for a little bit in training camp, and how Pete Carroll got those guys pumped up to go to training camp practice. So I think that team has a legit chance to win out. Their record isn't that tough.
Their schedule's a joke, right?
Yeah.
The rest of the way?
The Titans, Steelers, and Cardinals.
Yeah, they're definitely winning week 17.
Wait, Titans at home.
Titans in Nashville, Steelers in Seattle, Cardinals in Arizona.
Yep.
Yeah.
If they win out, they're in.
They're going to win out.
And then you get Geno back, and then you get Devin Witherspoon back. Jamal Adams didn't play yesterday. So
and the thing is,
Jamal Adams isn't very good, by the way.
But he's still a body. He can tackle people.
You put them in, and they're the 6th or 7th seed, and guess who they're playing? Maybe the Eagles, who they just beat, or maybe the Lions, who they already beat. So you could be staring at a Seahawks team playing 2 teams they've already beaten this year and then playing them in the playoffs.
Now, would it shock you to see him go to Tennessee and lose?
No. Tannehill might play on Sunday, and I would actually be a little worried about that if I'm the Seahawks.
I wouldn't.
Seahawks are now up to a 45% chance to make the playoffs. Massive uptick as a result of that win.
If they win out, they're in too. I think
they can always 100%. Count on going to Nashville and watching them hand off to the guard.
The Titans are the most unpredictable team in football.
Did you just call Derrick Henry a guard? Even if the Seahawks lose to the Titans and win the next 2, they're still at 75% chance to make the playoffs. If they win out, yes, they will be in the playoffs. They should win out. Steelers might snake him, though.
Please stop with the silly. That's the dumbest thing you've said today, and I've heard some.
You know what's wrong with the Steelers?
I do.
Everybody wants to point to the offense. The defense stinks.
Well, they're hurt on defense.
I know they are, but they stink.
You know what's funny about that? People are so angry at George Pickens for not trying. I get it. Like I say, I understand why you're not trying. I would be fed up if Mitch Trubisky was throwing the ball at my ankles.
Come on, don't defend a guy who doesn't try.
He tries when he wants to.
That's ridiculous.
It's not great.
If he was on my team, he'd sit down for a quarter. You're not.
Let me put it to you this way: do you understand the frustration?
I'd want the ball and I'd get angry, but when you're on the field, you have to try. You have to play.
I know. I get it.
If I saw that, I'd put it on the big projector in front of the whole team and say, "This is what you don't want to do." And just because he did this like this, he's not going to play the first quarter. If he complains about it, he's not going to play in the second quarter. And if he complains about that, he didn't play in the whole game. And if he complains about that even more, we're going to get rid of his ass. That's what I would do.
All right.
Effort is one thing you have to give.
Pete should be a coach. That was inspiring.
I should be a coach. That'd be great.
Yeah, it'd be something.
Go ahead. You remind me of
my press conferences, though, wouldn't you?
Oh God, it'd be like Rex Ryan on roids.
Be the little Tom Coughlin.
I'm gonna come down there and punch you in the face, Brinson.
No, I would not. I'd be very fair to the writers and the reporters if they were fair to me. That's all.
Yeah, you would definitely be fair. No, they wouldn't.